Hi and welcome back to another video. So today I wanted to show you how I do all of my book journaling, which I showed you a few pages of in the previous video, and it was requested I do like a tutorial about how I do it, the different supplies I use, any tips, and so I thought that I would record that today. Okay, let me get it first. Okay, so here it is. I bought this one off Amazon and I tried to make it look like a really fancy, like very magical book. Don't know if it worked, but I really like this one. And today I want to do a spread page for Heartstopper, which I read this series of in November, completely loved it, also watched the Netflix show and it was incredible. So I wanted to do a page with funny quotes and just all about the Heartstopper world. I'm halfway through a Harry Potter page. I'll show you what that looks like. But I just don't really have the motivation to continue it. It's not necessarily for the books, which I don't know. They were just okay to me. They were like fun. I finished the whole series. But what I really loved was the movies, which I know is against all of the book code that the books are always better than the movies. But I genuinely just enjoyed the movies so much more. So I did start that. I just had me a bit of like creative block for that page, so I thought I would do a different one where I can use a bit more fun colours. Okay, so here are my supplies. I keep all my stickers in this pink folder, my pencil cases, these have my colouring pencils and my highlighters, my tape, my text, gold beads, and then you'll see a copy of The Hunger Games there, which is a really old battered copy which I use to rip pieces of paper from. Don't judge. Then I have some paper I use, some more pencil cases with pens and scissors and glue and all that, my glue sticks, some post-it notes, and a little bit of these wooden little things that I add on. Okay, so one of the first steps I normally do when I start book journaling is I make sure I have some things I can stick out and stick in and cut out and add different textures to it, because I think textures are a really big part of making the spread look more unique. And so at school I printed off just this little design of paper which I just made on PowerPoint by copy and pasting images in. I've learnt like how to do certain sizes. You have to make sure it's slightly smaller than you think you need it, especially with a journal of my size, because otherwise I know that the image will be too big or something. But I just normally do some fan art of the characters, try to find the title, and then some little things that represent throughout the series, and then normally one of the book covers. I have to print it at school because I don't have a coloured printer, which makes it a bit inconvenient, but it's really not that much if you just plan around it, and I print off a few at once. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut most of these out and start sticking them in random places around the page so I can just get some sort of idea for the layout I want to do things. There's not really much of a rhyme or reason. I normally just go with it and see where I can move things around. I do check before sticking though, I'd be careful with that. I normally stick with this Hobbycraft, which is just tacky glue, or you can just use a Pritt stick. Doesn't really matter. Though if you do use a runny glue, make sure you spread it nicely so there aren't bumps or anything. Okay, so here we can see the progress. I think it's looking pretty good. So I've left gaps here and here to do like quotes and things, and here for some drawings and quotes. So the thing I think I'm going to do next is start adding some of my cute decorations in. So now I'll show you where I got most of the things that I use. And basically most of it's from the same shop because I got into scrapbooking 2 years ago and then it shifted to book journaling. So that's where I am now. So I've got my glues, all of that is from Hobbycraft. I got this from Hobbycraft, and it's just some coloured paper, which can be really nice when you want to add smaller details. For example, in the Harry Potter page I started, it's not done yet, warning. Here you can see I just added these little details for all of the houses, and then that can just be easily cut out from this. So that's very useful. I don't actually know where I got this. Not the biscuits, this may look like shortbread, but it's actually a box of like patterned masking tape. I don't know where I got this because I've had it for years, but I'm sure you can find something similar to online if you just search like patterned decorating tape. But it's really useful because I like to add little borders and make it all cute. And then in the giant folder where I keep basically everything else. So I got these purple flowers from Hobbycraft, these butterflies from Hobbycraft. It genuinely sounds like Hobbycraft is sponsoring this. They're not, so it's just where I happen to buy most things. These my sister got from something and I kind of just took them. So these letters I got from Hobbycraft, and I normally do those for like titles or something if I can't print anything off, because sometimes it can be hard to find a title if it's in a cursive font and I don't want to include whites a lot. Guess where these are from? Yep, Hobbycraft. These leaves as well. And then I find one of the best things that I can use is these like sticker books where my sister will, I'll show you, get these models and then put clothes on them. But because these sticker books come with so many excess stickers that she doesn't end up using, like look at these poppies and the butterfly, I take them after she's done with it, and then I have so many cute little stickers, which is really nice because if you have a sibling then it's not going to waste at all. So that's very useful. These post-it notes I got as a gift, they're pastel and I really like them. I think that's all of my supplies. You really don't need much. Like, I know it looks like I have a lot of different decorative things, but if you have just something you can print with, some coloured pencils and maybe the odd like gem or two, it does really make a big difference in what you're able to do. I feel like you have to have lots of different supplies to be able to do this, because I think you can be able to do it with very minimal things. Maybe I can do that as a different video, book journaling with threadbare materials. Okay, so now's to decide what to do next. I realised I've actually never used these because they're like a long chain and normally these colours don't really go with the style I'm doing. But since the style of this is rainbow vomit, I think I could actually include one. Maybe the top one would be really cute. Let's add that in. And maybe I'll just add some more decorations, and then I'll probably add in some quotes that I really liked. Okay, so I think I'm happy with the first page. Here's what it's looking like. I like to make it kind of look a bit cluttered, you could say, which I know some people think is a bit too like messy and complicated on the eyes, but I think it just makes it look interesting. And now I'm going to start the second page, and I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do yet, but I think I want to write out each of the main and my favorite characters' names just like listed in a line in fun cookie pens, like in a rainbow order or something, and then I'll just add some more quotes and cute things surrounding it. Okay, so I think I'm actually done with this. I really like this one. It's kind of an explosion of colour to the face, and it's really nice because lots of my other ones, like my Throne of Glass one in particular, it's like very dark and fantasy-esque. But because this one is a giant romance friendship love story, then I got to explode this one with rainbows. I'm really happy with how everything turned out. I thought it was really fun to do, and it's probably one of my new favourite pages. There were so many things that I could use that I don't normally get to use just because of all the colours, and I'm really happy that I found so many quotes. The quotes are really easy to find if you don't have copies of the book like I do, because I borrowed all of them from my school library. So you can literally just search online for quotes and then find the ones you normally remember. Now I have a giant mess to tidy up, so I'm going to do that and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!